Oh boy, you want to see what happened last night? I gotta go shovel this. So if you're getting a little sick and tired of cold and winter and snow, and you're here in northern New Jersey, and maybe you're thinking it's time to accelerate that retirement plan and head down to Florida. So coming up next, I've got an interview with a real estate agent in the Villages down in Central Florida. He's going to give all kinds of insights about what makes the Villages such an awesome place to live. And that's coming up next. In the meantime, I'm going to go shovel. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Bob Dzienis with eXp Realty up here in Bergen County, New Jersey. And I am really excited because I have a rock star eXp agent down in Central Florida in the Villages. I've got Don Maycott with me. Don, how you doing today?
Very good. And yourself?
I'm very good. I was just, before we jumped on live here, I was telling you, we're expecting a dang nor'easter on Wednesday. And I think I don't know, the rumor is we're going to get like 12 inches of snow. So not too happy about that. So this is kind of the perfect conversation to have to talk about Florida, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. So Don, the reason I wanted to do this, I have a YouTube channel, and you do as well. And I wanted to use this opportunity because I think COVID has really kind of put people in this brand new situation, right? It's really, people have taken a step back and they thought to themselves, all right, we're going to move, or do we want to move? Maybe now is the time because we can work from home and we can do all these kinds of things. So here in New Jersey, we've had such an influx of New York City buyers who've been coming here, but also New Jersey has such the highest percentage of outbound moves. And one of the areas that people are moving to is Central Florida, but also the Villages. So that's why I wanted to have a conversation with you, because I figured, hey, you know what? If I get some sellers who are looking to get the heck out of Dodge here, might be a great opportunity, and we can refer the business down to you in the Villages in Florida there. So that's the whole point of today. So I'm glad to meet you, and I'm looking forward to our discussion.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm originally from the Northeast. I'm from New York City originally. So
okay.
My wife is from Bergen County, New Jersey.
Okay.
I know the area very well. I know lots of people are moving from New Jersey, New York area to come down to the Villages simply because of the weather.
Yeah.
The beautiful weather we have in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Lower tax burden.
Mm-hmm.
Pensions are not taxed here.
Okay.
So there's many different reasons. We have 97 swimming pools.
Why don't they have 100?
Well, we're working on it.
Okay.
It'll be there before too long. Probably
Gotcha.
By the time we hit Q1 of 2021, we'll be at 100 would be my guess.
Perfect.
But we're at 54 golf courses right now.
Okay.
And 3 town squares where we have free nightly entertainment 365 days a year, minus COVID situation type time, although we're open right now.
Okay.
Of which we have free entertainment and live entertainment, bands for the most part.
And
it's
funny, Don, when I have, I think I told you this when we were talking initially, I have some friends that moved down there at least 10 years ago, and we went to go visit them. And I definitely did partake in the happy hour. I did some of the dancing in one of the squares with people. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had a blast. It was awesome. It was a great time,
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Don, go ahead. Sorry. Finish.
Nope. You're fine.
Oh, okay. No, sorry about that. So what I wanted you to do, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit, Don, that would be great. Like you said, you're from the Northeast and stuff. How long have you lived down in the Villages area, in the Central Florida area there?
So I've been here in the Villages for the last 5 years.
Okay.
And just absolutely love it here.
Yeah. Yeah. What made you move there?
My wife and I, we started looking for communities that would fit what we were looking for. So we were living in Georgia at the time, went out to Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, back to Georgia, looking at different communities and things. And Came down to Central Florida for a conference, actually, and just decided to take a ride over. I remember the jingle as a kid up in New York, watching TV and hearing about the villages, and I always wanted to come here just to kind of see what it was like.
Yeah.
Because it sounded like, Disney for adults.
Yeah.
And yet we're only an hour away from Disney for the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's, it was one of those things, and my wife and I came here and we said, wow, this is really like Disney for adults.
Yeah.
This is a place you can go keep active, keep busy, do as much as you want or do as little as you want, and yet have the big city an hour away.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So you're a realtor with EXPH. Is most of your business in the villages, or do you kind of focus in this? So those people that don't know, the village is in basically north of Orlando, right? Like how far north of Orlando?
We're northwest, 1 hour northwest of Orlando.
Okay. And you mostly focus on the villages for your business?
I do.
Yeah.
I do, but I do focus other 55 plus communities. That's kind of my niche.
Yeah.
I help seniors find what they call their final home.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And more conversations that I've been having, I think with COVID and even going into 2021, I think this is just like I said earlier, people have really taken a step back and said, maybe now is the time to do it, right? So everyone is kind of shifting their priorities and stuff. So that's why I really wanted to have this conversation with you. So the Villages is an hour and a half or so north of Orlando. What makes it such a special place? Like, why do people love it there so much, do you think?
I think it's because there's so much to do here. It's, we've got the golf courses, we've got all kinds of entertainment, shopping, things like that. We have a hospital on the premises. So there's a hospital, there's doctor's offices. Right now we have 14 supermarkets all within the community, a golf cart away.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the beauty parlor, you can go to the grocery store, you can go to the restaurant, you can drive yourself to the hospital on your golf. So there's so many different things that you can do, and yet we're so convenient to everything. We're an hour northwest of Orlando, an hour and a half down to Tampa. We can go down the east coast, the west coast of Florida, as well as get out of Florida very easily. And of course, we have the Orlando airport about an hour and 15 minutes away.
Okay.
So very convenient to get in and out of the area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We get a lot of people that drive here from the New Jersey market.
Yeah.
Because they come down, they say, we're going to go down to Florida. We're going to be a snowbird initially.
Right.
We come down for January, February, March, bring our shorts and things, and leave our cold weather clothes at home. And then, come April, or typically right around just the week before Easter, that people head back.
Head back, yeah. That's going to be one of my questions, actually. Like, do you know, are there certain percentages? I mean, that might be hard to tell, like snowbirds versus like permanent residents.
Well, here in the villages, I'd say it's a 50-50, 60-40 split. Permanent residents here, and then snowbirds. Typically, we have three types of people here.
Okay.
We have permanent residents like myself who live here year-round. We have snowbirds who come down typically starting in September, going back home in early April timeframe. And then we have what I call 9-monthers.
Okay.
They're here for the 9 months out of the year minus the summer. They don't want to be here for the hot summer. So they go back up north where it's a little bit cooler, and, they spend time with their family up north where it's a little bit cooler. So it works out really well. So we have a good mix of different types of folks here.
Mm-hmm. Are golf carts required? I when I was down there, I was like, holy cow. Like the way that they trick out these golf carts is amazing, right?
I get that question asked.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh, what a community. It's incredible.
Yeah. So golf
they're not required, right?
They are not required.
Yeah.
But out of the 80,000 homes or so that we have here, I'd say a good 75,000 homes have a golf cart.
Wow.
I have a golf cart, and it's easy to get around. When we go to the squares at night, we'll take the golf cart instead of the car.
Yeah. Our
It's like
friends
being a
drove
kid
us
all over
around.
again.
Our friends drove us around. We were visiting, and I was like, "This is awesome!
Yeah.
Like this is so much fun." So,
And it's amazing. A golf cart can go for, you can get a 2, 3-year-old golf cart for $6,000, $7,000, and they
right?
go up to $35,000, $40,000.
Wow! Oh my
I mean,
gosh!
some of the ones you probably saw were $30,000.
Yeah, they were really tricked out. I was like, "Holy
Yeah,
cow!"
yeah. I mean, people take real pride in their golf carts.
Yeah, yeah, it's competitive, right?
Yeah,
I would imagine.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah, yeah. So, my friends who are down there, hi Linda and Richie. I don't know if you guys are watching or not, but they've been there for at least 12 years, maybe over 10 years. And they fell in love. I remember the stories. It was just because of the warmer weather, and Richie was in the process of wanting to retire and stuff. And Linda loves pottery, and there's so many amenities that are in the villages that are available to people. So can you talk about some of those amenities? I know you mentioned the pools before and the golf courses, but there's all kinds of clubs and stuff that are down there too, right?
Yes, yeah. So we have 3 different types of pool. We have adult pools, we have family pools, and we have sports pools. The family pools and sports pools, they have rec centers where people can go play billiards, ping pong, have different type of events. So I help run one of the largest clubs in the village. It's called the Five Boroughs Club of New York City. So it's
Okay.
people who live in the 5 boroughs and Long Island. We brought them in. We kind of felt bad that they were out on an island by themselves. So we brought them into the mix
They
of the
needed to
five
be
boroughs.
included, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we have about 850 members. So it's a nice sized club, but there are many different clubs for whatever it is that you can think of. There's probably a club, and if not, start it.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you'll have a following of people that were thinking of doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have all kinds of different clubs, pottery, as you were talking about, pottery, arts, all kinds of glass, rock art, jewelry, all kinds. And then you've got card games and dominoes.
Everything you could possibly want is there. Yeah.
Everything. The only thing we're missing is a Trader Joe's, a Costco, and a mall.
No Trader Joe's. Oh my God.
Everybody's looking for Trader
And
Joe's and a Costco.
No mall? Is that what you said?
No mall. The closest mall is in Ocala, which is about 35, 45 minutes.
No mall.
No, but we've got plenty of them in Orlando,
Oh
an
my
hour
gosh.
away.
People from New Jersey, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Right.
plenty of them.
Yeah, New
close
Jersey
by.
people without a mall, I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I understand. I
That's good.
understand.
But you've got everything there. You've got your grocery stores and all that stuff.
Yeah, so we've got bocce ball courts, we got softball fields, we got stickball that we used to play in the street, stickball leagues.
Yeah.
You have all kind of basketball courts, you have fitness centers, indoor and outdoor fitness centers.
Yeah.
You have 32-lane bowling alleys.
Hmm.
So, I mean, bowling, it's funny, people think golf is the number one sport here. It's not, it's bowling.
Yeah. Oh, bowling. Interesting.
Bowling is the number one sport. The bowling alleys are packed with
Wow.
leagues
Okay.
every day.
Interesting. Good to know.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. A lot of people think they see all these golfers out on the golf course all day. Bowlers are stuck behind the 4 walls of a bowling alley, and people don't get to see them. But they bowl all
the
day
golfers
and
are
all
always
night.
on the brochures, right? They're always on the pictures
Right.
of the brochures.
Right.
It's always about the golf. So.
But there's so much to do here.
Hey, so Don, can you talk a little bit about? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
People enjoy.
Yeah.
People
No, there's a
enjoy
slight
being
delay.
here
So.
because there's so much to do, and again, it's not for everybody though, right? If you're
Right.
somebody who enjoys watching TV, reading a good book, it might not be for you.
Yeah.
Where if you're interested in being active, being in an active community, I don't think you're going to find a more active community than the Villages.
In the Villages, absolutely. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the real estate market down there, and just to give some folks an idea of price point and cost of living and that kind of stuff, right? So you used to live up here. You know how expensive it is, which is why New Jersey sees such a high percentage of outbound moves. So Can you talk a little bit about the cost of living and kind of the price point average down there a little bit?
Sure. So the price point average for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, you're looking at around $275,000,
Holy cow.
2-car garage, a small lot, so you're not getting anything big. But who wants to maintain a big lot as you get older?
Yep.
Right? They're all ranch style homes, so they're all one level. You're not worried about the stairs, which is what we're trying to get away from anyway as we're getting.
Yeah.
And then and then you have your county taxes and amenity fees and things like that. As far as homes right now, it's a great market. We have a great market. We've got a lot of northeastern people, particularly from New Jersey, New York, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, that whole area. Pretty much Ohio East, Virginia North, if you will, coming down, looking at buying, again, because their pensions aren't taxed. There's no state income tax, and they get a lot more house for their money. Right now, it's both a buyer and a seller's market. It's a good market for both because we have a good amount of inventory, but prices are holding steady.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Are people they're renting properties too as well, right? Like, are there any stipulations with rentals there? Like, if I was to sell a condo up here or a townhouse up here in New Jersey, sometimes the association says, oh, you got to wait a year, or you have to live there for 3 years before you can rent something out. If somebody was, considering a rental property down there, how does that work?
No, that's fine. We don't have a homeowners association.
Okay.
So we don't have an HOA. So the nice thing about it is, for the most part, they're villas and single family homes, and you can rent from day one.
Right. So there's no stipulation. Okay.
No stipulation. I mean, there are bylaws that you still have to follow.
Right.
But, for the most part, when it comes to a rental, you could do an Airbnb if you wanted to.
Oh, you can? Okay.
You could do snowbird, do it seasonal. You could do it monthly.
Yeah.
Whatever works best for you.
Gotcha. Very cool. And so you said before, this is a question I had written down about where you're seeing buyers from. So it sounds like Northeast, definitely, Ohio, Michigan, those areas.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Good to know. And are you, I know it's hard to forecast things, but like once this all kind of lifts and everything else, it sounds like the Villages has just been building and building and building, and more people are interested in moving there. So is there like a lot of construction? Are you predicting more buyers constantly? Like what is kind of the outlook for the future look like in the Villages?
No, right now it looks like, with the land that they have right at the moment, subject to change without notice,
right,
they probably got 20-25 years of building still to do.
Wow.
I mean, we're the largest retirement community in the world today.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it's going to be like in 20-25 years from now.
Right.
We're just, the nice thing about it is you tend to stay in the area in which you live. Right. I live between 2 of the town squares. We have 3 town squares. I live a 15-minute golf cart ride in either direction.
Okay.
Done on purpose, because my wife and I like those 2 town squares more than the other one.
Okay.
So 15 minutes away, either direction, north or south, we're in one of the town squares we like.
Yeah.
That's typically where we tend to go. So, so that, when people ask me, so what is it that I should be looking for? Find what you enjoy doing the most and where that's accessible the most. It's probably an area that you should look at.
Right. So there's probably like quieter areas. You don't have to be as close to those town squares. It just really kind of depends on what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's no different than any place else.
Yep.
It's a matter of trying to figure out what type of home you want.
Yeah.
How much do you want to spend? And how close do I want to be one place or the other?
Yeah.
And because shopping's readily available pretty much everywhere.
Right.
You know, the newer areas are starting to get the new shops.
Yeah.
So that'll continue.
Yeah.
We're still, you know, they're still building outside of the villages that's going on as well. That is going to keep growing over time, as far as, you know, doctors and nurses and hospitals and things like that.
Right.
They're going to continue to build that, simply because of supply and demand.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You know? So, and we've got several hospitals nearby. And then of course we've got the major cities that all have.
Yeah, you've got Orlando, you're not far from Tampa, right?
Right. So, and then we've got Gainesville, which is University of Florida, which is about an hour north of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's just so much here to offer.
Yeah.
And that's why people like coming here.
Yeah.
And you can't beat the weather in the winter.
Yeah, it's true.
Summer it gets a little hot, but you know, that's when people tend to travel.
Yeah. Are prices rising at all? Like, have you seen a major price increase over the years since you've been working down there and stuff? Has it, just because of supply and demand and that kind of stuff? Like, has it raised?
Prices vary. I mean, prices vary, but they've been on a steady incline for the last 5 years. And, you know, it's like anything else.
It's like anything. Yeah.
You know, it's like anything else. If you maintain your house, you know, you should be fine.
Yeah.
If you don't maintain it, you know, and of course the market's strong right now. We've got a lot of folks that are coming down, and we've got plenty of folks waiting until the vaccine is done.
Yeah. Who are ready to pull the trigger. Yeah.
So we've got a lot of folks. I mean, you know, I've got a lot of folks that are ready to come down next year after they get vaccinated.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I think one final question, Don, that I have for you, and if there's anything I missed that you think that would be important for folks to know, let me know. But what would be some advice for people who are considering the villages? You know, their website, I know that there's a website, but like, obviously I'll get them in touch with you and whatever, but anything that they can research, I mean, go on Google, like what's some advice if people are really thinking about a move to the villages? What would you recommend they do?
So I would definitely do your homework.
Yeah.
Talk to someone, particularly me, because I live here. I live here, I play here, and I sell here every single day. So I know what's going on inside the community, because I'm here. Yeah. We've got a lot of agents who don't live here, so they don't know as much. Perhaps
you're living the lifestyle, so you can completely relate. Yeah.
So, you know, and then there are some other things. There's a bond, there's a CDD maintenance fee, there's what we call an amenities fee. So there's other fees involved that you need to know about. I'm all about full disclosure, right? My mother always told me, my mother always told me, she said, as long as you're open and honest with people, you should never have a problem.
True. Yeah.
So that's
all right. So there's some of these other fees, but definitely do your research, right?
Definitely do your research. There's a lot of there's a lot of things to learn. The Villages has been around since the mid 70s. Okay. So there's a lot of things that have changed over time.
Right.
And you know, you just want to know, you know, and that's why having somebody who's here and lives and breathes it every day should be the one you should work with.
Absolutely. So Don, is there anything else that maybe I forgot to talk about that you think that would be important for people to know? If not, you know, we can kind of close up shop here. Anything that you want to close with at all?
No, I think the key thing is doing your research, understanding that it is a big community, and that, you know, it's not for everybody. So there's other communities to look at while you're here.
Right.
So one of the things that I do is I tend to take people out on tours. So when they come here, they get settled in their hotel or in the house that they're renting. I take people out on tours. I take them out for about an hour and a half. I show them all 3 town squares, give them the lay of the land. We'll look at the different swimming pools and the rec centers. and go from there.
Okay, just to give them that perspective.
Excuse me?
Just to give them that perspective and the feel for the community.
Right. I think it's very important to see the lifestyle, stay here for a few days, and you know, get a lay of the land, if you will. It's going to be very hard to do that, but get a lay of the land and understand, you know, what it's like here. You know, people ask me, you know, a day's not enough here.
It's so true, right? It's like Disney World. It's just like Disney World. A day is not enough at Disney World.
Right. I would say if you're serious about the area, and there's a lot to the area, not just the villages, but it's to look and see what's here. Is this something for you? Because again, every community is not for everybody. You know, so, you know, there's several other communities that are 55 plus communities in the area that I can show you as well, that are very nice, just not as big of a community, has a lot of things going on, and yet you still have access to those 3 town squares. Okay. So you can't use the pools, can't use the golf courses and things, but you can use the town squares, the restaurants, the shopping, and everything.
Okay, that's good to know. Very cool.
So there's a lot to it. You'll always have a question. I still have a question, and I live here. There are times that, you know, there's just so many moving parts here of what's going on a daily basis. You know, there's always so many things to learn.
Absolutely. So, well, it sounds like, you know, I enjoyed my time when I visited our friends there. It was, I said, I think I could see myself living there at some point. It's like that happy hour, like, this is cool. I didn't know how I got the dances wrong, or whatever. Didn't matter.
That's what people fall in love with it here. It's that, you know, if you want to sit at home, read the book, you want to go out and play a softball game, shuffleball, pickleball, tennis. It's totally up to you. You want to ride a bicycle for 50 miles, you can do all that within the villages. You don't even have to go outside the villages to do a 50-mile bicycle ride. So those are the things, you know, those are the things that people, you know, if you really want to be active, you want to have choice is a big key here, right? Because there's so many choices that you can do, for instance, 54 golf courses. You don't hit the same golf course till the 55th day.
That's crazy.
Swimming pools every 3 months. So crazy. There's lots of options when it comes to doing things.
Absolutely. Well, Don, I think I'm going to close up shop here. It was so awesome talking to you. I really appreciate you giving me some insights and giving our viewers on YouTube and out there in social media world some insights into the villages. It really is a fun place. It's kind of that next step for many people who might be considering that next step, that retirement opportunity. So I want to thank you so much. It was great talking to you. I'm glad we connected.
Same here. Thank you.
And I think if as I'm talking to more sellers up here who are saying, you know, I want to get the heck out of Dodge here in New Jersey, and they're looking at Florida and the villages, I'm definitely going to send them your way. So
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time today, and thank you to all your
and
viewers.
EXP proud, right? EXP proud. So.
Absolutely.
All right, Don, you have a great afternoon. I really appreciate your time.
You too, Bob.
All right.
Bye-bye.